And hello again, YouTube. Just getting ready to leave the Oz Bar. Well, actually, I've already left the Oz Bar, and I'm in my car. It's 10:59 p.m. Friday, August 19th, 2022. Priscilla said she's at my place packing and cleaning. You know, part of me's thinking I should really go join her and help with that, but I'm... yeah, not feeling it. Just not feeling it. And it's my Friday night, trying to enjoy my Friday night, and I feel like I should at least marginally be trying to reach out to the karaoke community and looking for other karaoke gigs. And on that note, I think next I am going to head to the finish line. I haven't been there in a while. I did the other night when I was kind of having my like Wednesday night, Thursday morning, when I hung out after Gary's show with Sean. One of the many things Sean and I talked about, one of them was hey, do you know what's going on with Finish Line? And last I heard, it's from what he's saying, and I'm sure Sean would know, that's kind of like, he lives near there, that's kind of his, that's his neighborhood hangout bar. That is to him kind of what Wander Inn is to me. And anyway, he said it's still the same owner. Like the last I had heard, it was in the process of being sold from the owner that I was talking to about hosting karaoke there last year to some new person. But apparently that deal fell through. And I'm probably giving out information that's not public, but anyway, hey, that's how the rumor mill works. Like, you tell somebody something, and they tell somebody else something, and tell somebody else something, and then that asshole just like puts it out on the internet for everybody to hear. And I'm that asshole. Thank you. So anyway, I want to go over there. I don't expect the owner is going to be there. In fact, I would be highly surprised if there's anyone there I recognize. But it's nearing the end of August, which is the way Phoenix normally works, and the way the economy normally works in Phoenix. And I'm pointing out normally because what's going on with the economy right now is absolutely nothing like normal for pretty much anywhere, especially not for Phoenix. Yeah, let's go, Brandon. Anyway, but the way the Phoenix economy normally works, and I do think it's still gonna not really change, is for those who are not familiar, Phoenix is a very seasonal market. I mean, to be fair, a lot of places are, but Phoenix is extremely seasonal in that a lot of people who visit the Valley, or otherwise call the Valley home, they're not here in June, July, or August. To be fair, a lot of them don't want to be here in September either, because it is hot. Either that, or we get a solid monsoon, which we haven't had for years, but we're sure getting it this year. And it's not only hot, but it's also crazy rainy and humid. So yeah, it's this summer, generally speaking, summertime in Phoenix, like, I'm really fortunate that the bar that I'm at does solid business, and I'm talking about Bullock's Cocktails, does solid business year round, and that I've got a really solid following for my show that is not in any shape, way, or form seasonal. The fact that I have a karaoke show that is wall-to-wall busy with people on a Thursday night in Phoenix in August, and has been that way all summer long, is an extreme anomaly. I've had several karaoke shows that were pretty successful. In fact, I mean, I was at Gilligan's for something like 12 years. Gilligan's definitely one of those shows that would be insane busy, but then come summertime, would kind of feel like it was on life support. Now, fortunately, the ownership and management of Gilligan's is stable and solid enough and understands this, that they always stood by me through the slow months, because they knew it would just come back, would most likely come back bigger and better, once October rolled around, and it would pick back up to a certain degree in September. to be fair, a lot of places don't come back. A lot of businesses, particularly when we're talking about hospitality businesses, restaurants, bars, and karaoke bars, and even karaoke shows within bars, don't make it through the summertime. A lot of times, a lot of bars, like when that dip in business happens, when seasonal people leave. And keep in mind, there's a good portion of the valley that is what people call snowbirds, which are people that live in colder climates. A lot of retired people, but then other people that just have the means and the money to do so, that will live here half the year and live somewhere else the other half of the year. And they're here all winter long when the weather is absolutely beautiful. And yeah, Phoenix is brutal in the summer, and it's just been crazy and wet and humid and yucky for the most part of this month. But from October to May, people are like, oh my God, I live in Phoenix. It's so awful. It's so hot. And from October to May, it's really hard to beat the weather in Phoenix. Like it never gets to anything that I would call cold. Now it gets to what a lot of other locals and natives call cold. But I mean, I've lived most of my life in Phoenix, Arizona. I have spent a substantial part of my life in Colorado and Wyoming, so I've definitely had my exposure to cold, as well as have spent some time in Idaho and Montana and North Dakota and South Dakota. And I've lived in cold. I've lived in some extreme cold. So when it's 52 degrees and there's a breeze here and the locals are all bundled up and oh my God, it is so cold. I'm probably wearing jeans and a long sleeve shirt and maybe a hoodie, and I'm quite comfortable. So anyway, how that relates to me as a karaoke host is that, and to be fair, I don't think, where I'm headed to right now, the finish line, I don't think it is at all a seasonal business up there. I really don't. Although they are directly across the street from Turf Paradise, and I'm not 100% if Turf Paradise is still in operation. I'm fairly sure it is, and certainly Turf Paradise is seasonal, and I would imagine that they do get some spillover from Turf Paradise, the horse racing track directly across the street. So I don't know. I don't know that far to know if it is seasonal, but I would imagine even to a certain extent that it is, just because it's in Phoenix, and more I'm thinking about it, yeah, it's right across the street from Turf Paradise, which is very much a seasonal sort of attraction and a major valley. I would consider a major valley attraction. Anyway, I would imagine right now is a time where he's coming off a slow season and looking at business starting to pick up because summer's almost over, and now might be a good time to talk about maybe me doing karaoke on the weekends, Friday or Saturday, which right now are still nights I have off of Amazon. Now, for a while there, they've been offering me overtime on those shifts, and I haven't been taking it because I didn't have my car. And of course, now that I have my car, I'm being bombarded with the A to Z app asking me to, do some VTO. So I highly doubt that there's available shifts this weekend or next weekend on the app. But, and I certainly haven't getting push through messages asking me to work it. But, Amazon seems to come and go. It kind of comes and goes in waves. But even though overtime shifts at Amazon definitely pay me more than I'm likely to get from any karaoke show right now, I would still rather be doing a steady karaoke show on Friday and Saturday. And the bottom line is I really, really enjoy doing my show. That's beyond it being work. It's definitely a creative outlet for me, and I enjoy singing. I enjoy facilitating other people singing, and I really enjoy catering my music library and my DJ sets to the varying crowds that I get at different places. So yeah, that's something that I definitely want more of. And I'm not far, and I got my car and a nearly full tank of gas. And even though the air conditioning isn't working, it's not horribly uncomfortable in here as long as it's moving. So, that was a good time. Go over and see what's shaking these days at the finish line, where I do believe I got a little bit of an edge over other people that might be going there to ask to host karaoke. I did see the bar back, and I forget his name. The bar back for quite a while that was working with me on Thursday nights, who also was a bar back on the weekends at the finish line. I actually saw him tonight, right before I rolled out of Bullocks, and I feel terrible. I remember his name. I forget his name, but I did finally meet his wife, which he's talked so much about, so that was cool. But yeah, he says he's actually still working at Bullocks. I haven't seen him in quite some time at Bullocks. I just assumed he quit or maybe got let go. But come to find out, yeah, he's still there, but he doesn't work Thursdays anymore. He works Fridays. He said just Fridays, Saturdays, maybe Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And apparently he's making enough money on those nights between him and whatever else he's got going on, and his wife, that he's working. That he's fine with that. So that's awesome. Hey, anybody can work 2 or 3 days a week and support their lifestyle, like, more power to them. Kind of wish I could do that, to be honest. But yeah, I asked him. He said he doesn't work at Finish Line anymore. But Sean was telling me about how it was back to the owner that I had previously talked to about hosting there. So I don't expect to see him this late on a Friday, but I just wanted to pop into the bar and have a drink a chili dog if they still got them, or nachos if they still got those out. They usually have free food at this bar, although it's kind of late for that. And if there's somebody else already hosting karaoke, awesome, sing a song. If there's not, also awesome, it's a sales call. And I'll be sure to keep my receipt, because that's a tax deductible business expense. Yeah, with all those new IRS agents being hired, armed IRS agents being hired due to the Inflation Reduction Act. Yeah, how does the IRS reduce inflation? I'd like to know that. But anyway, yeah, I think it would be good, since I'm self-employed to a point, to have as many potential receipts as tangible evidence of business deductions as possible. So yeah, this would definitely be a business expense. It is a sales call for sure. Anyway, not really sure I want to go to. I haven't been here in quite some time, so kind of looking forward to checking it out. So I was wanting to say what happened at. Kind of had my first negative experience. It was only with one person, karaoke host, absolutely a sweetheart, he always is. Bartender, took damn good care of me. I tipped him probably more than I should have, but again, that guy just always takes amazingly good care of me. But there was another person there that I met for the first time today, who is apparently the owner and operator of their karaoke system. That guy was an unbelievable asshole to me. I'm almost to finish line. I want to get in the finish line as opposed to sitting in my car talking to myself. So I'll try to explain what happened in my next video in more detail. What happened. I'm not holding it against Oz. If anything, I'm half motivated to maybe try to talk to the owner of Oz or the manager of Oz. Which wouldn't it be just my luck if maybe it's the guy that was an insufferable asshole to me? Hey, I don't know much about the management or ownership of Oz. It's a possibility, but yeah, the guy was just an unbelievable prick to me, and the last thing I would want to do at Oz is displace either of their two karaoke hosts. Those guys have been just absolutely amazingly great to me ever since I started hanging out and doing karaoke at Oz Bar. And yeah, I would want nothing to do with displacing them. But as for the asshole with the computer, who was just a complete insufferable prick to me, at a time when I was honestly trying to help the man. And as I said, I'll explain more of that in the next video. At least I'll try to remember to do that. But yeah, I would have no problem giving that guy his walking papers, and putting my karaoke system there and teaching their 2 hosts how to run it, and have them be my full-time hosts while I just simply maintain the system and go in there and sing and go home and have an income for my business, as opposed to something that I have to work personally. That would be awesome. Anyway, yeah, I'll explain more of what happened. I will give you a little bit of a teaser of what it revolves around. It revolves around the song I said I was going to try to sing, Prince, She's Always in My Hair. It has been pulled from Carafun / karaoke version due to copyright. It's an interesting story, and it was quite an experience. And be sure to watch the next video as I explain what was up with that.